Welcome to another episode of Junior Achievement of South Florida's Recipe for Success. Just as there are no two recipes that contain the exact same ingredients or measurements, there are no two success stories exactly the same. Recipe for Success features entrepreneurs, visionary leaders, and innovators of all ages who will share the ingredients that make them successful. Here's your host, Lori Salarulo, President and CEO of Junior Achievement of South Florida.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to JA's Recipe for Success, brought to you by Junior Achievement of South Florida. I am Lori Salarulo. I am your host, and I am so proud to lead this organization and to be able to bring you leaders and entrepreneurs who share their experience and their knowledge and their successes and their challenges and all of that for us to learn from to our show and to all of you. Today's guest is someone that I met recently. We actually met through LinkedIn and another digital tool that we all seem to be using these days. And so I want to introduce to you Mitch Ziffer, who's the president of RSVP. He owns it's a nationwide franchise, and he is the owner of the South Florida territory. And so Mitch, welcome to JA's Recipe for Success.
Thank you, Lori. Really appreciate having me on your show, and thank you and JA for all you do for the youth here in South Florida.
Thank you. So I love your story, and so we spent a lot of time talking, and now I know we're going to work together, which is even better. So talk a little bit, if you would, for me. I know that you have been an entrepreneur for a long time, since you were a young man, and so talk a little bit about how you got the bug.
Great. Well, after I graduated from college, I had one sales job, and that led me to start a business when I was 23. And 2 years later, I built that into a big business, and fortunately was able to build it to the point where my biggest competitor bought me out. And I was 25, and it was a pretty handsome sum, and that just gave me the entrepreneurial bug. And from that point on, I'm like, I'm always going to be my own boss. I'm always going to have my own business.
Wow, that's an amazing story for our young people, right? 23 years old, you start a company, and within 2 years, sell it for, as you said, a pretty handsome sum. So that's quite an inspiration for our young people to know that they can do it if they set their mind to it. So what was the next venture? Was the next venture into the photography business?
No, actually, the next venture, being from South Florida, especially when I was growing up, and at that time, spring break, was a place to be in South Florida. So we started a business called the Breaker Saver, and it was a discount card that could be used. We did South Padre Island and Daytona. So we went, my brother and I, we went. He did Daytona, I went to South Padre, and we had all these businesses sign up on the card, bars, restaurants, all the things breakers do. And then we reached out to college fraternities and sororities to sell them as a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. So it was a win-win. The kids would come down and use them and save money. The vendors would attract kids to go to their establishments, and their fraternities and sororities would raise money. So as you can imagine, that was a fun business. I had the unfortunate experience of being tied up in South Padre for a month with
my heart really bleeds for you. Not. Yeah, tough at 25 years old to be locked in South Padre Island for spring break. Not bad. Smart guy. So then did you end up in photography?
I had one experience in the interim, but then I did start TSS Photography, which is a nationwide franchise with over 200 locations. I knew nothing about photography, didn't even have the camera, but being from South Florida and being involved in youth sports, I knew it was a huge market. So I just went for it. And in 3 years, we were the #1 franchise out of their whole network. And then after 5, 6, 7, 10 years, we were 2 times the volume of the number, twice as size as the number 2 franchise. So we really blew it up. In our heyday, we were taking pictures of over 70,000 kids in South Florida and over 130 youth sports leagues and, about 40 schools. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's phenomenal growth, Mitch. Growth that most business owners would hope to achieve for sure. What would you say, what do you attribute that to? What were the key factors in that kind of growth?
Yeah, so it was, well, first of all, South Florida was a great market. So as good as I or my staff are, you have to have
Location, right?
But with that being said, like you read stories of every successful people, but the bottom line, it comes down to the work, the passion, and the energy. And that's, what I brought to the table. I just, without being, a lot of my businesses were actual photographers. And so they didn't have a business mindset. So I was all about selling value. When it came down to it, it wasn't about taking pictures. It was about service. And these youth sport leagues and presidents they're all, as a volunteer in the leagues you're involved with, they have so much going on. They don't need to deal with headaches. So the key was to make picture day go smooth, provide excellent customer service. They don't need calls from parents saying, I can't get a hold of the photographer, And so that's what we honed in on. It was more of a, service. And of course, the quality of the pictures and all that had to be good, which they were. And that's what we focused on, and we did that. And took it over. And then also what I did on my own, that wasn't part of our business model. I had trophies. We became a one-stop shop. And then we also partnered with the Panthers, the Marlins, the Heat, the Dolphins, because we had a great outreach for perfect demographics with families that have kids in youth sports. So we partnered with them and we packaged up plans where kids can go on the field and stand with the players during the national anthem or high-five them on the court. And so we offered that to all our families, and that was hugely successful. And again, just another value-added service we brought to the leagues that no other company could.
Yeah, I love it. We talk a lot about, even as a nonprofit, unique selling proposition, right? Why are we different than the competition? And you just hit the nail on a couple. Everybody can have quality products, right? Yeah. But that customer service and bringing that added value to it, is critical to stand out from the rest. Absolutely. Yeah. So then, how many years were you in that business?
Actually, 25.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a great business, and just after 25 years, there were some trends that I looked at, and I have a lady, and shout out to Rachel Sherman with TSS Photography, because she is now the owner, and they do #1 youth sports photography and school photography business in South Florida, but she now runs the business. It was a perfect transition. It allowed her to take over, and she put a lot of hard work and sweat into it. So she was able to take it over and kind of take over my legacy, and it allowed me to look into some other things and continue on my entrepreneurial spirit and look into something else.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. I love the word legacy, right? Because I think at the end of the day, it's yes, it was a business and it was a successful business and hopefully you make money in it. But I think, the numbers and the impact on families and children that you had, right? To me, that's the legacy.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
It was really cool because basically we sold memories.
Right.
And after 25 years, we had 2 generations. So we had kids that we took pictures of when I first started who had their own kids who were selling, providing memories. Right. It's really cool and rewarding just to go out on, picture day and hear the parents, hey, well, pull out their sports card when they were in a league, and now here we are taking their pictures. So
yeah, that's not a lot of people can say that. I love that. So from there, then you decided to that wasn't the end of your entrepreneurial journey, and you mentioned that you went out and researched different businesses, and you ended up deciding to buy a franchise with RSVP. For those that don't know what RSVP does, would you share a little bit about that?
Sure. So RSVP is going on 35 years of business, and our tagline is direct mail to the upscale. So what we do, we have a very unique direct mail piece, and there's some other services and products, but that's our core product that allows any business, primarily our main businesses are home improvement, home lifestyle, upscale restaurants, health and wellness, or any other business that wants to reach out and connect with affluent homeowners in a very unique, effective, and economical format.
And you cover all of South Florida. I know you're more active in Palm Beach right now.
Yeah, right now we're going on our third year, and we started in Palm Beach, which has gone very well. And our plans were to open up in Broward this fall, but because of the whole COVID situation, that's going to be pushed back. But we definitely will be opening up in Broward soon. And a lot of our customers who serve Broward are already in line. And, Mitch, as soon as you open, we're in. So.
Right. What's so interesting is that, when everybody else is moving to digital, you're staying true to, an old school, right? What I would call an old school strategy, but it's working. And by the way, you mentioned something to me, and you made me very conscious of this the other day. My mailbox, I'm lucky if there's maybe 2 things. That's a lot. So it's really interesting that there is no mail. People are not mailing anything right now.
Yep, and that a lot of the retail companies sending the big catalogs, they're coming back. It really gives you our advertisers and businesses a great opportunity because there's a big void there. Now, because RSVP has been in business 35 years, obviously direct mail has always worked, but now more than ever, direct mail is relevant and effective for that reason. There's the average homeowner on a daily basis in these days gets 102 emails, 63 display ads, but only 2 pieces of mail. Guess where your message is going to get read and viewed.
Yeah. I remember when I would get stacks of things and I would not even read them. I would just throw them in the garbage, right?
Yeah. And even in those times, our product was successful, not only because we have this format, it just really stands out in the mailbox. It's an upscale format package, and it really stands out. It's pretty substantial. We'll put a nice restaurant on the back. Everyone loves to eat and save money. So for anything, they'll open that and go through it and look at all the other cards. And it also gives the client a tangible message. So this is very portable and storable. They can put it on the refrigerator, put it in their purse, put it on their desk or on the kitchen cabinet. And our cards have a tremendous shelf life. We have call tracking where calls come in, and it's amazing the number of calls that will come in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, years later. And the client will ask, "How do you hear about it?" Well, you've been on my refrigerator for a year now, and we're ready to buy that pool, or I have redo our deck, or whatever the situation is. So
right. Yeah. And then, I think as we open the restaurants, right, for those restaurants that were in that package, they're going to want to entice people to come back in. So I would think that this is something that might be attractive to them.
Oh, yeah. And one of the things we did, because we realized the impact COVID had on restaurants, but one of the things we did, and there's still time to get involved, participate for any restaurant, but we gave 50% off our regular price, which really doesn't even cover our costs, but we wanted to do our part to help the restaurants out there, to help them get back on their feet and get back to business. We definitely are there to help them, and it's a sure way for them to get a lot of traction and get back to business.
Yeah, I love that, and thank you for doing that. They really need the help. And thank you, by the way, also for offering to have JA. You know, I had mentioned to you that we were in the midst of this campaign to spread financial literacy to as many households as we could in our service area, which goes through Delray Beach. And you so kindly, agreed to do that and put it in. And by the way, it'll be a great test because you said you hadn't done it yet with a nonprofit. So we're curious to see what kind of response it's going to get. And we really want to do it in Broward. We wish you were ready for Broward.
Yeah.
You could use us as a test case if you'd like. So thank you for doing that and giving back to those in the community right now who need that help and support. So
our pleasure, and we want to do whatever we can.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, just one other thing, because this is really important. Another reason why the old school has the new school twist is with homeowners being confined to their homes now. Guess what? They have a lot more time to read their mail, and you have two decision makers. Usually 85% of the mail is opened by females. Now you have a husband and wife at home, both to look it over and make decisions. So for those two reasons, again, it's another just reason why our product is going to be successful. And one thing, and I just mentioned this to you, we got it, we're in over 65 markets, and our RSVP owner in Arizona, who's been in business 20 plus years, just his luxury card pack just hit the homes, and his clients are getting the most and best responses in his 20 plus years and being in the business, which just proves there's a lot of pent up demand out there. And homeowners being confined to their home for 8 weeks are sitting around saying, you know what, let's get our garage done, let's get our pavers done, or our pool. And it's just a testament that our product works, and especially now everyone was, we were all wondering, should we mail now? Things are bad, but it's really looking good, and we're real excited about our upcoming Back to Business edition.
Yeah, and you're fortunate because the audience that you are putting this in front of is an audience that, financially, right, is the group that's stable out there today, or as stable as anybody can be in these times. And so you're very, very fortunate for that. So you're in the right place at the right time kind of thing. So I know you mentioned passion and energy and hard work and great customer service, but I always have to ask this question. What is the main ingredient to your success, right? I love to cook, and I've been doing a lot of it lately. But there's always one main ingredient. What is that for you?
I would say empathy and understanding the customer and letting them know you care and that you're part of their business. When I sign up with customers, just said, oh, great, I got their business, and we'll put this out, and it may not work, or if it works, great, but we really are on top of it. We monitor their calls, we let them know, what's working. So if it's not working, how we can tweak it. And, I've had so many customers say, Mitch, out of all the advertisers, we never had, the type of feedback from you. And I'm real passionate about it. I love helping people out. Besides having a business and providing a lifestyle, I just love, and it's so rewarding hearing a customer saying, Mitch, our phones are ringing off the hook, or I just got our tree service. He just called me. I just got a $15,000 deal from an HOA. And so I just, love hearing that, and makes it rewarding. So I would say
very rewarding, right?
Yeah.
Makes you feel good when you're helping companies, especially right now. It's got to feel amazing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That is, I love that. The empathy for the customer and letting them know you care. Because they can pretty much go anywhere and do business, right? There are other, maybe not as nice, I will say, of materials and product as yours. I think it is. You sent me the package, and it really is first class. And so certainly your product stands out from the rest. But again, it's that follow up and making them feel special. So kudos to you for bringing that to people and making them feel special. It truly, I have to tell you, it has been such an honor and a pleasure to meet you and to get to know you over the last, couple of weeks. And I know that we will continue to stay in touch and work together and help each other. Look forward to you coming into Broward, and just killing it once you get up here. So.
Yeah, we can't wait. And thank you very much. And ditto, it's been great meeting you. We look forward to working with you, and really anxious to have you junior achievement in our Back to Business edition. So all Palm Beach homeowners in the Boca Del Rey, look for that, and help out JA.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to hire you now, Mitch, and put you on the staff. Okay. Listen, I know we'll be in touch because we're working on the project, but you take care of yourself, take care of your family, and thank you so much for sharing your story and your experience with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Stay safe and be well.
You too. And thanks everyone for watching. We look forward to seeing you on our next episode of JA's Recipe for Success. Have an amazing rest of the day. Bye.
Bye.